Aloha! Hey everybody, it's Bobby here. We're with the Aloha Monkey Shorecast podcast. We are on season 1, episode 4, and tonight we're interviewing Jenny Barnes Band, and we have Jen Barnes here and Kris Pritchard from the Jenny Barnes Band, and their music is the blues, and we're going to delve into the great unknown tonight.
Hey.
Welcome. All right. And first, a word from our sponsor.
The Aloha Monkey Shorecast podcast is brought to you by No Knot Necklace Carrier. Are you tired of ruining your necklaces with knots and kinks? No Knot keeps jewelry tangle-free and organized in an attractive, easy-to-pack carrier. It's perfect for travel and home and available for under $20. Check out noknotnecklace.com for links to Amazon, Walmart, and other online retailers. No Knot Necklace Carrier. Don't get twisted.
So what song would you like to hear tonight? What song would you like us to play first?
Down the Road.
Down the Road? How about we hear Down the Road first? What do you think?
Jenny Barnes Band, Down the Road.
Down the Road.
This does. I hear you've been a devil since
Hey, that was great, wasn't it? That was so
Awesome.
good. Love
Jenny
that one.
Barnes.
I'm going to hear some more
Beautiful
Jenny.
voice. Beautiful voice.
So we're talking to Jenny Barnes and Kris Pitcher, and we're just, the podcast is all about talking about where you are, where you were, how did you get involved in music, where did you guys meet, So I got here right now that you guys both grew up down here in South Jersey, and your mom played guitar, and that's how you got started.
My mom actually plays guitar now.
She still plays guitar.
Yeah, she was a child musician. Her father was a stickler about her playing music, and her sisters too, because he was a Russian musician.
Oh, wow.
He came from Russia.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Very
he used to-
interesting.
Is she also blues oriented?
No, I don't. I don't know what she does. I think she actually she does a lot of different things. She plays piano and she also plays the guitar.
Well,
But
interesting.
yeah, her father was a violinist.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not an easy instrument to take up first instrument.
No,
Violinist.
yeah.
Probably play piano first.
Well,
You think?
her sister is a concert pianist, and she teaches at the Princeton Conservatory, or actually, she used to teach there. I don't think she does anymore. But
Wow.
now she has
Awesome.
private
That
students.
explains a lot.
So music runs in the blood.
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes. My grandmother and grandfather met in Brazil. My grandmother was singing on the radio, and back then you would do everything live.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he
Wow.
came in. He was playing chamber music in between, I guess, her singing. I don't know what the exact story was, but that's how they met each other.
Wow.
Fascinating. So,
And that was in Brazil?
That was in Brazil.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
so how do you
Right.
go from, that part of the family playing that kind of music to blues? I mean, what was your influence?
My father was a tough guy from Bayonne. I think he met my mother. He was living in his car in Seaside Heights, and he was a bad boy. And my mother, of course, fell in love with him, and they had
They
kids.
always go for the
and
bad boys. What's up
Yeah,
with that?
and-
Just
No.
like Bob. Just like Bob. Bob was living in
I'm
his
a
car.
bad boy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bob
is.
is a bad boy. And actually, he just turned us on to great music when we were younger. We listened to so much different music when we were younger.
Right.
There was everything playing. We listened to Marvin Gaye, Kenny G. We listened to Barbra Streisand.
Oh, yeah.
We listened to
Like
The
butter.
Doors, Led Zeppelin, and Jethro Tull.
You
and
think about the
disco.
diversity in music
Oh,
back
yeah.
then.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
it is now. It's so much more homogenized now and
Oh, yeah.
very, all these crossing over rap into country and country into pop and pop into rock. And back then it was like all these different genres. But they all had their, selling points, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm a big, music lover. I listen to everything.
Yeah, me too.
From Mozart and Beethoven to, what's out now, and everything in between. And, they all have their points. That's the way I've always looked at it. So,
I think the one thing with blues, it's almost like it's raw. It's not chemicaled up. I don't know what's the word I want to use here, but you know how they have everything synthesized.
Overproduced,
and,
yeah,
exactly.
it's not overproduced.
It's
Not
clean,
overproduced.
it's pure, it's honest, it's simple.
who was your first blues artist that you really, that you really could hang
that
your hat
I
on and
realized
said,
that I loved.
Yeah.
When I was like 13 years old, I think I started to listen to Stevie Ray, and everybody
Yeah.
else was listening to Prince. And I liked Prince
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I
No,
did.
nothing wrong.
And they were all into Madonna, and then I found Robert Johnson.
Yeah.
Who was
Yep.
like really way back there, and I loved Clapton, and I loved the Rolling Stones. And come to find out later on that the Rolling Stones were playing a lot of old blues. That's how they got out there.
Yeah.
And then Zeppelin, they were in trouble for ripping off the
Yeah.
blues for a long time. But I didn't
Howlin'
know.
Wolf.
Yeah, I was just drawn to that. I was drawn to the chords and drawn to just the structure of the songs.
Kris, were you always playing the blues? Was that what you started with?
Yeah, actually, it started probably with the Allman Brothers.
Yeah, me too.
My sister Phyllis, that you all know, she, I was probably 5 or 6 when I started listening to the Allman Brothers and the Grateful Dead, and then I found Clapton, and from there I just worked my way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
And you started pretty. Well, I would consider late. I mean, I was 6 years younger for me. I was like 12, but you started like 18.
Yeah, I started playing guitar when I was
Man, you-
18.
and
Yeah,
you're-
that's a little late. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
It feels
I
late,
mean,
but when you think
no,
about
I
it, we're
was-
all old now.
Yeah, but I was
I've been
actually
playing for 40 years, man.
I was actually the
Like,
same age as you,
43
Bob.
years ago.
I was 12, and it's like, you
it
know,
feels like, yeah, like that's
and by 18, I thought
but
it was
see,
like
but
I
you-
knew everything, and then you realize you know nothing.
Yeah.
So,
But reading your bio, you studied with Billy Hector.
Yes.
Really?
That's where he gets his
Yeah,
chops from,
yeah,
because
yeah.
Billy Hector's probably the greatest guitar player around here.
Yeah.
You know?
Somebody else here studies with Billy now.
Oh, you too?
actually.
You're studying with him?
oh,
Okay.
are you really?
No wonder. It's
You know
all
what?
happening, yeah.
How long have you been playing guitar, Jenny?
Well, my mom got me my first guitar when I was like 16 years old, and it was a horrible classical guitar. Not that classical guitar is horrible, but that's what
Very
she wanted me
difficult
to
to
play.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
with
wide.
like the nylon strings and stuff.
Sure.
And so I started to just strum chords probably when I was like 15 or 16 years old, but I didn't really know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then all through my first marriage and having my kids, I took lessons and I learned to play just rhythm guitar.
Sure.
And now I'm learning to play lead guitar.
Nice.
Yeah. Which is
Well, I'll tell you, the two of you have a great sound.
Oh, thank
when
you.
When I saw you guys last at EJ's, I really noticed because I'm trying to think of the last time I saw you before that. It was a while. And I was like, wow, Jenny's chops are really getting up there.
I'm working on it. I'm working on
So,
it.
yeah, that's good. Well,
Imagine if I really worked
well,
on it.
nothing,
Yeah.
nothing comes free. You
Billy's
gotta put
always
the work
telling
in.
me use a metronome. He's like, that metronome, that's going to get you further than you think.
It's
Yeah.
funny, they
That-
tell me
No
the
kidding.
same thing. Use a click track in my ear. You
yeah.
keep your timing. So you're producing, you're making your own music, you're recording.
Yes.
You have an actual album out?
We actually have an album coming out.
Yep.
We're working on the songs. We're working on the musicians that are actually on our album.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just trying to get that all straightened out. The songs are done, for me.
Okay.
But I think we have to have some studio musicians come in and just add to it.
There's
Yeah.
some great players around.
Yeah, there is.
I know when we were talking with the gentleman we mentioned before, Paul, he had a studio drummer who also played bass, who also played guitar, and the guy is just.
He's a
I
kid, too.
had to learn
Yeah.
the music for we did. It played his CD release show,
Right.
so I had to learn the music. And I'm like, he really did some interesting things on the bass. I'm like, that's cool.
Certainly did.
Yeah.
And
He was a
drums.
drummer.
Well,
I think
and
he's
he
a
was a
drummer
drummer
his
by
first
trade.
instrument, yeah.
Yeah.
We
so
had,
there's a
um,
lot of talent out there to use. Yeah.
the guy that played on the songs that you have here, Jeff Levine, he played with a lot of people. He's played around, and he just added so much when he
Keyboard
came
player
in. Yeah, the
extraordinaire.
keyboard player.
You guys gonna self-produce, or are you gonna try to get a producer to work with you? Or
Well, so far I've been self-producing, and I'm finding that for myself, I take constructive criticism, and I have no problem with that, and I know what I want to do, but it's hard for me to relate or relay to the drummer what I want them to do and the bass player. So I've been working on it, but I don't
It's
know.
hard.
I'm thinking that a producer might not be a bad way to go.
I've self-produced, everything,
Yeah.
and I find personally, you start falling in love with your songs.
Yeah.
I love this song. Oh, I love, and then they become your children almost. So
Oh, yeah.
it's hard sometimes. Like someone else goes, yeah, that's not your strongest. You're
Oh,
like,
I've
what?
had that. Yeah.
So you,
So there's definitely pointers to having a producer involved, at least on some level. And I don't know, where if you guys are planning on recording somewhere, but there's a number of that good ones around here too. So
Yeah, we played at we recorded at Shorefire,
Yeah.
and that's in Long Branch.
Yeah.
And that guy's really great, but it's
Yeah.
like the walk of hell walking up those stairs.
is that Tamayo's place?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joey
walking
DeMeo,
up those
yeah.
stairs is.
Yeah.
I hate
Went
to
high
say,
school with him.
I think we graduated the same year,
Yeah.
and he went to St. Rosa, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I went to the borough.
well, talking about your self-produced, and you got a number of songs here that you have. I mean, out of these 4 songs, which one's your favorite?
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I like that one, too.
Can we listen to it?
Yeah, we can tell him, let's put Johnny Cash on it.
All right, here's a little Johnny Cash for you, Jenny Barnes Band.
right. Wow.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash. Awesome.
Johnny Cash.
What a great song.
So anyway, what I wanted to talk about was songwriting. Where do you come up with Johnny Cash?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
what's that
You're a
song
big
about?
fan?
Well, I have a line in that song, and it's I was dreaming that me and Johnny Cash were kicking ass on a Friday night. And a lot of my songs and a lot of my music and the words come to me after a good night's sleep or maybe in the middle of the night. It just comes down from somewhere.
Are you really one of those ones? Do you keep like a pad and pencil next to
Twilight.
them?
I do, or you should see my phone. I go into the notes and I put everything there. But
That's awesome.
And the way that I write songs is I'll come up with a line, and then sometimes it comes out and I have a whole paper filled, or I'll just keep writing. There'll be a lot of verses, and I'll have to come up with the chorus later. But Johnny Cash is about a time in my life where everything was changing, and I don't know, when you become an adult, you realize, you're young and you have all your friends and you're cool. Everybody thinks you're cool, and you're hanging out with people, and you never think that that's going to end. And then one day, something happens, and the way that people view you changes, and the way that you view those people that were so important to you change. So that's pretty much what Johnny Cash is about.
And it started
Yeah.
in a dream, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So,
I find it fascinating where you come up with one line and you can build the song around
Yeah.
that line.
And it flows. It just comes
That's
right
great.
out. I swear there's some kind of vortex that just...
but do you have a melody already in your head and then you write to it, or you write?
That'll come to me too, and I'll try to find it. I go in the morning usually, and I'll search for that melody, and I'll try to imitate what I hear in my mind, and then it'll all flow out from there. I don't ever try to make a song that sounds like somebody else, or structure it in a way that that it needs to be. It just has to come out that way, because that's the way that I hear it in my mind's eye.
That's great. It's called
yeah.
talent.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, I've written 3 songs my whole life, and they've all come to me at twilight, like just before I go to bed. That's it. But the Beatles they wrote songs like what would the Byrds write a song about, and then they wrote the jingly songs that they write or whatever. What would these guys write, and they write songs like Bob Dylan write, and Blackbird and all these other whatever.
So cool.
I mean, I'm not on that wavelength. I can't get it. You write it for me, I'll sing it, but I can't.
You just have to be open to that and
Yeah.
know that that's what's happening, and then you
recognize
you open
it.
that door, and then it flows.
Yeah.
That's
Do you write like
exactly
that?
what
Is that the way you
happens.
write?
Sometimes it's easier than others. I mean, I know I've same kind of experience. I really should take notes on my phone.
Yes.
Like when you wake up in the middle of the night, and you're thinking of something. But I've had that experience also where you have a line or you have a melody and it all just kind of writes itself.
Yes.
And then the other side of it is, I don't know if you've ever experienced, but writer's block is a real thing sometimes.
Or
It's not
sometimes-
and you can get yourself to the point that you just got to walk away and say, okay, let's just let that sit there. And I've had, I don't know if you've had it, I've had songs sit for years and I just
have.
paid no attention to them. And then all of a sudden, boom, something happened and now it works.
Or sometimes you think something's excellent, and then you go back and play it again 20 minutes later, and you're like, oh, this is crap.
Well, it's funny.
What about you, Chris? I mean, are you
I
in on
don't
the
write
writing?
anything. A few of the songs I wrote some of the riffs on musically, but I write checks.
I dabble. I dabble a little bit in
Now,
the
a
writing.
word from our sponsor.
I wrote a whole song about the after effects of having a real hot Indian vindaloo curry. The song's called Vindaloo. I'm forbidden to sing it. I'm not allowed to sing it.
You don't want to hear that song.
But I think it's a great song, great melody.
Is it gross?
No, it's not gross. It's just descriptive. It's descriptive.
Oh, very
A little
Yes.
too descriptive.
Bob's shaking his head.
I'm very impressed.
You know what? You come to one of the guitar barbecues or Oktoberfest, I'll play it for you over there.
Okay.
It
And
clears
with
the house
that,
pretty
now
good.
a word from our sponsor. Speaking of our sponsor, we have a gift from the sponsor. Here's
Oh, look
one
at
of our,
that.
No Knot Necklace is our sponsor here.
Oh,
they pay
wonderful.
they pay for all of our equipment and everything stays on.
High grade stuff.
I've actually purchased
So good. So you
these
can give
for
that
gifts
away for
before,
Thanksgiving,
yes.
for Christmas, or
Very nice.
any of the other holidays that are happening right now.
Yes.
So what do you guys have coming up live?
Yeah, when's your next gigs?
December 7th at the Broadway, we're playing, and then we're doing a New Year's Day gig, our annual New Year's
been
Day
there.
gig that we
That's
do.
fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Wait. I haven't heard about this one. What
We
is
go
it?
to the Hamilton Firehouse.
Okay.
And we play, it's from about 12 o'clock till 5,
day
or when the
one?
beer runs out.
like that.
It's free beer and free food. And the fire trucks come from all different firehouses, and they drop off 20 people, 30 people. So at any given time, there's like, say, 100 people.
Wow.
There's 50 people. There's 20 people. There's 200 people. So it just keeps filtering people. And it's a lot of fun.
And you guys just play all day? And
We play all day. It's a lot of fun, and people really get loaded. Like some
Of
people
course.
we had one guy. He and this woman were dancing, and she ended up falling down, and she broke her collarbone.
Oh, geez.
But he fell down too, and he broke his hip.
Oh, my God.
So pay attention, everybody. Free booze at the Hamilton Firehouse.
Well, I don't know if it's free. I think you got to buy tickets.
Oh, you buy tickets.
You
Yeah.
get
No,
it for free.
it's free.
No, it's free.
Yeah.
No,
I
but
don't remember
there's,
it being free.
There's 50-50, and there's the
You
what
got to
is it?
make
They
a
call that
donation. You got to make a
auction?
donation
Yeah.
Oh,
somewhere.
the Chinese auction or
Yes,
something?
but we're not allowed to call it that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Silent
called the
auction.
tricky trade.
Yes.
I don't know who came up with tricky trade.
I don't know.
And that's in
Yeah.
Hamilton, obviously in Hamilton.
It's in Neptune,
Oh,
actually.
Neptune.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And it's
up
called
on
the Hamilton Firehouse in
Yeah.
Neptune?
Yes.
So New Year's Day.
I have nothing going on New Year's Day. I might have to jump
It's
up.
Yeah,
fine.
come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
You can come up and play, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Year's
Awesome.
Day, if you want to keep the bender going, out
Exactly.
to Neptune to the
If
Hamilton
you want to have
Firehouse.
more than just the hair of the dog, if you
And
want to eat the
you know
whole
what?
dog.
Well, what's funny is people bring their cheese platter from the night
Yeah.
before, and they put it all
Hey, I
on
had
the
all
table.
this left
and
over. There's
and
a big bite out of
everybody's-
this sandwich.
They love it. They love it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That is.
And December
December 7th at Broadway?
Yeah.
7th at the
7th.
Broadway in Point Pleasant.
Yes.
Get down there. It's a fantastic place to play. We love it there. Linda, the
Yeah,
owner, is
she's a
Don't forget the
fantastic.
sweetheart.
wings. The wings are really good there.
And the burger.
Wings and the burgers, all the
wings
food there.
The wings,
Scallops.
they make them a little crispy on
If you
the
like
Yeah,
that
on
kind
the
of
grill.
stuff.
on the grill.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for the contribution there, Bob.
Yeah.
The wings, that's great.
well, that's awesome.
And burger.
And on any given night, if the chef comes out and he dances for you while you're playing, it's just an amazing show.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
you know what?
Fabulous.
He came out
He-
there. This
That was
Yeah,
the
he
chef?
came
He-
out.
so
we
he
played there
just-
this week. I think he was out there
Yeah.
He
a couple
consumes
times.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very
He's like, yeah.
That's
Well,
great.
that's great. Well, Jenny, Kris, we really
Yeah, thanks for
appreciate
coming
you
out.
coming in here.
Thank you.
We were really looking forward to talking to you.
Go see Jenny Barnes
I've known you
Band.
both for
Yeah.
a couple years now,
Yeah.
and I really didn't know much of the background. So it's interesting to hear, and I wish you all the best.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me.
That's right.
Oh, wait, but before we go, how about we all give one big aloha to everybody out there from the Jenny Barnes Band.
Tongue twister.
10 tongue twister.
Yeah.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Aloha! The Aloha Monkey Shorecast podcast would like to thank our sponsor, No Knot Necklace Carrier. How many times has your lady handed you a tangled mess of necklaces to unravel? Make both of your lives easier with No Knot Necklace Carrier, the perfect jewelry carrier for travel and home that keeps necklaces tangle-free. With plenty of room for all her accessories in 3 great designs, No Knot is the perfect gift or a must-have for traveling musicians. Visit noknotnecklace.com and grab yours for under $20. All right, so let's talk about the gigs for Aloha Monkey for the month of December. Whether or not you knew, but we do a lot of private parties and corporate parties. So December for us, to the first few weeks in December, is all corporate private gigs. And the next public gig, where we'll hope to see all of our friends and family, will be at Marlin's for the Aloha Monkey holiday party on Saturday, December 28th. Look forward to seeing you there. Aloha! Woohoo!
For all things Aloha Monkey related, please reach out to us at alohamonkeyband.com. If you'd like to be part of our podcast series, email us at info@alohamonkeyband.com.